Yo, for the first time in No Hype history, we're going to be talking about DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist. In my years of collecting, there's seldomly been things that have eluded me or I didn't even know about, but not until recently did I find out that in 2008, the Cut Chemist and DJ Shadow released this juke, I can't even say it right, this juke bot, which is pretty much like a robotic iPod maximum capacity jukebox, right? That sent here to destroy DJs, right? If I was, that's my spin on it. I'm a huge Shadow fan. I'm a huge Cut Chemist fan, and you guys probably hear me say how much of a huge fan of everything I am. I'm just a huge fan of hip hop. That's just what it is. I randomly found out about this because my buddy, who's a big collector, not necessarily hip hop toys, but of designer vinyl and vinyl stuff, and DJ Shadow as well, had one and he was selling it. I didn't buy it at the time. I hooked up my boy Kahuna, and you probably hear me talking about Kahuna all the time here because Kahuna and Brain Power are my homies. We're fellow collectors. We all kind of are in this biz together. And by biz, I mean just the hobby, the sport, right? This is kind of like our hobby sport, whatever you want to call it. And I passed the info on to my boy Kahuna. He ended up copping one. He liked it so much, he started hunting for them, and he found another one, and he blessed me with this. It was a total surprise, and I was like super ecstatic to get this because, again, like I said, I'm a huge Cut Chemist fan and definitely a huge DJ Shadow fan. And I was just really surprised that I never seen this anywhere in my searches. Like, I've spent hours. I got 10,000 hours plus on eBay, and I'm surprised this never ever came across my path. But it is pretty rare, and you know, things that came out in quantities like this was only released in a quantity of 500. There's several color variants as well. Things that were that rare that came out 10 plus years ago are starting to be even harder and harder to come across, and you just don't see them anymore. This is kind of like a juke bot, right? So it's like a robot slash jukebox with a rocket pack on the back, some antennas on the front. It has arms that do articulate. This particular colorway is like the gold and red version. There's some wearing to the stars over here. If you Google this, some of the pictures show like what like a brand new one looks like, and they look pretty dope. On the back, it looks like it has Cut Chemist logo and Shadows logo on here as well. This is 7.5 inches tall by 3 inches wide at the base. There were only 500 of these made. I don't have the packaging. This one unfortunately didn't come with it, but the packaging itself, it was a pretty well designed cardboard box, and it was hand numbered. I wonder what number this one actually was. As far as resale goes for this, I just tried a few minutes before shooting this video to look it up, and I couldn't find anything. So your guess is as good as mine, and if you know, you already know, drop it in the comments. And as far as what they retailed, if I'm not mistaken, I think when they came out, they retailed for $100. But again, information on this thing is pretty scarce. So again, anything you know what to do. You know, one thing I wanted to say about DJ Shadow, and I don't know how true this is, if this is a reality, but DJ Shadow's first album, Introducing, was the first all sample based album ever released. Everything from the vocals to every instrument, and it was mostly all produced on an MPC 60. And I think he was in the Guinness Book of World Records or something of that nature because of that. Introducing by DJ Shadow is like, man, one of my all-time favorite albums. Such a classic, dope album in the realm of hip-hop. You know, hip-hop comes in a lot of forms, not just rapping over a beat. You know, instrumental music is hip-hop as well, and this was very, very much like one of my go-to hip-hop albums that I feel like should be spoken about way more than it actually is. Even though it was a fairly successful album and a lot of people know about it, I feel like in the hip-hop conversation, it's something a lot of people don't speak about in that context. But in any other context, that album gets a lot of props. So shout out to DJ Shadow, shout out to Cut Chemist. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me wherever you follow people at. And if I missed anything, if you have anything to add to the conversation or simply want to be like, yo, this thing is dope, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Peace.